job high on my list is a proper tune-up of the Capris K-Jetronic injection system. I found a specialist, but before I hit the road, I want to make sure the differential's got enough oil in it, so it's time to get down and dirty underneath.
Well, here's another job I need to do. It's really just checking. I think the diff looks like it's had a new cover put on it, and hopefully a new seal, or gasket. There was a little bit of oil under here recently when I took it in to have the exhaust checked, and not sure if it's coming from that end, prop shaft coming in, or this end. But just to make sure I've got enough oil in there, because you don't want the limited slip diff going, I'm going to undo the bolt and just check to make sure there's oil in it, and if there is, then I'm good with that. I bought some top up just in case, and even an additive to go in there, but I'm hoping I haven't got to do any of that, because ideally you need to drain it all out and start again, and I really don't want to do that. As I'm getting kind of more and more towards winter, I'm feeling less and less inclined to get underneath the car. It's uncomfortable, and more importantly, it's getting colder. Now I'm told the way to check this is to undo this nut. So I've got various Allen keys and bits and pieces to see if I can undo it, and then stick my finger in and just check it's got enough oil. Oh, these are such cramped spaces. Aha! Now, hopefully when I undo this, oil isn't going to flood everywhere. Right, that should be, hopefully now. Yeah, hand tight, so here we go. Not seeing the oil yet. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's get that out. Just check there's enough fluid in there. Yep, that's topped up. I'd say with that oozing out there like that, she's full. Suits me. Another job done.
With all the fluid and oil levels now checked on the car, it's time for the Capri 280's longest journey since waking up from its 10-year slumber. I'm heading to Stealth Racing in Warwickshire, specialists in K-Jetronic tuning. They're based at the former Broadspeed engineering site. I leave the Capri in the capable hands of senior technician Vince. The first thing he checks is the idle speed, because how an engine behaves at its lowest RPM gives an early clue as to its overall health. A rough idle can point to air leaks, fueling issues, misfires, or even poor compression. Vince then moves on to the ignition timing, a critical part of getting the best from any engine. Set correctly, you'll get good performance, smooth running, and decent fuel economy. But get it wrong, and problems soon appear. Too retarded, and it feels flat and inefficient. But too advanced, and you risk serious engine damage. Before any power runs, the engine RPM must be calibrated to the dyno. There's no direct connection between the car and the rolling road, so with the Capri secured, it's driven up to 3075 RPM on the car's own rev counter. The dyno then measures the roller speed at that point. Once calibrated, it can accurately calculate engine RPM throughout the test. Next comes the moment of truth, checking the Capri's power output and seeing how its power and torque curves behave between 1200 to 6000 RPM at full throttle. With all tests complete, it's time to look at the figures. And there's some great news. The engine produces 164 brake horsepower. That's slightly more than Ford's original claim of 160 when the car was new. Overall, the Capri gets a clean bill of health and a strong performance. Well, that smile didn't last long. Just a few weeks later, both the alternator and battery needed replacing. But before I could order a new alternator, I had to, reluctantly, get back underneath the car to find the part number. Something I tried doing with it still fitted. Big mistake.
I'm now trying to get the part number for this alternator. I'm not quite sure how to bloody get it, to be honest with you, because people keep saying to me, I can't change your part, mate, I'll know which one it is, till you get me the alternator number. And frankly, I don't know where to be. Okay, let's try this way. Wow, this is not good. I can't get to the part number of this alternator. So, I could try the top end. I would have thought it was quite straightforward. An alternator for a 2.8 Capri, 1986, Capri 280 no less, would be quite easy to source. But no.
The only way to get that part number was to remove the alternator completely. Once I did, I found a company in Wembley, West London, who supplied me with a shiny new replacement. And you know, it's funny how quickly we forgive our classics, isn't it? Some even start to feel very familiar.
It's just like bumping into an old friend again. I love these cars so much, but they've been out of my price range for such a long time. But when this one come along, being an F-Reg, having owned an F-Reg, which was quite unique back in the day as well, because even though they were built in December 1986, all the Capri 280s, a lot of them lingered in the showrooms, and so a lot ended up on E-plates, which I've owned. Probably this is my 7th Brooklands Capri 280.
That's enough trips down memory lane. It's time to crack on with another job and make sure this car's still around long enough to create a few more memories.
A bit more work under the bonnet today. Just cleaning, really. You can see that got the battery out. In fact, it had a flat battery, so I had to take it out. And while I was there, I thought I'd just get rid of some of the rust, just the really flaky bits of rust that were underneath it. This had a new tray put in. What was missing was this battery clamp. So, new one of them for 20 quid from Capri Club. But it's given me a great opportunity just to clean and detail the engine a bit more. Now, I've taken this tray off here so I can paint that. But of course, just get in underneath and give it a good clean, which I've done. And on the whole, she is very clean. I've just put some rusty stuff on here just to get into, it's only a light rust, but just to clear that up as well. Make sure underneath the battery tray is all good as well. And basically, I shall then put some undersill, some wax oil undersill, just at the front of it. I'm just taking enough, I'm rubbing enough off it just to give me a key. This is actually quite smooth. I'm going to make it even smoother by rubbing it down. I've got this block. I don't normally use sandpaper, but the block actually is doing a really good job. That is such a satisfying feeling, seeing that panel come back to life. So I'm just going to gradually build the paint across this panel. And the key thing is, as I've made the mistake before, don't rush it, and more importantly, do it in beautiful sunshine. And there it is, all painted up. Now it's time to go back on to there. Jamie, put it round the right way. There we go. First I've got to connect that up. In they go. Well, there we have it. That don't look too bad, do it? Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I am dead chuffed with that.
Just one of those little things, just those little bits of detail that make a big difference when you look under the bonnet. Very nice.